Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. Today we're having a little look at Synergy, which is a stylized city builder all about sort of weather and plants and kind of a post-apocalyptic kind of city builder, but also kind of not. Anyway, let's jump into things and see what we have got in store. Now, we have an early preview build, the Origin, cool. We'll jump into this because it's the only version of the game that we currently have available. Yeah, this is a game that I have been looking forward to for quite a while. It has got a visual style that I think is pretty darn unique. So, as ever, I'll do my very best to explain to you what the heck is happening. Right, for 2 generations, our community lived in the heart of an oasis, protected from the hazards of the outside world. But this oasis, like all the others, died and dried out. Okay, right, let's see what we can do. Now, I'm going to be skipping through the tutorial because I will be explaining what is going on. So, we have got all of our resources up at the top of the screen here. We've also got plant resources, natural ingredients, fungal resources, seeds, a lot of sort of like natural stuff, which we're going to be leaning into. We've also got this little facility here, the starting storage, which is where everything begins, really. We've got a decent amount of everything. It doesn't particularly matter for now because we'll be exploring everything that we possibly can over the course of this little showcase episode. So, let's get some of the basics down. We are going to build ourselves a pontoon. Now, I don't believe that there is any functional difference between this pontoon and this pontoon. It's merely a case of being reversed. So that's completely fine. Now, what we're building this pontoon to do is to extract water from this very awful looking pond. This is going to extract toxic water. And what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to refine that through we have to build it within this area. That's completely fine because of the water level. We're going to build a retention basin. This is going to allow us to filter the unclean water and remove the toxins. And in fact, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to build a path up here. And maybe even, yeah, there we go. A specific route from one area to the other area. We want to build 2 water retention ponds. That's completely fine. And we'll also build a water tower. We'll build that right over there. Now, it costs a few resources to build. We've got all of the resources that we need, at least for now. So we don't really need to worry about that at all. And we can also jump into 4 times speed whilst we're waiting for all of that to happen. Okay, once the pontoon is built, we can have a little look at it. It's currently inactive. It's not going to be inactive if I assign some people to work in it, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Efficiency is obviously at 50%. I can increase the number of people that we have working in this building. That's going to take it up to 100%, and that's going to give us 10 toxic water every day, which is pretty darned good. It's nice. Retention basin, we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to assign 1 person to work in there and also in there. Thank you very much. I don't need to worry about that. The retention basin is already up and running. Toxic water, we've got 20 in, and we're going to be getting 20 clean water out. And the water tower, we can uncheck the toxic water. We don't need to request that in this specific water tower. We're only going to request the clean stuff, which is absolutely fine. And suddenly, in a mere couple of days, we will end up with, hopefully, enough water to satisfy the requirement. Now, whilst that is all happening, I'm going to plan out a rough sort of outline for a village that we are going to need. Now, we need to be able to access this area over here because there's a couple of interesting rock clusters. Rock is a very, very important resource for allowing us to build a lot of different stuff. And I'd also like to move a path into the sort of, I guess, more floral, more faunal sort of area over here. That seems pretty darn important. Okay, looking pretty darn good. We've managed to get ourselves the water. We managed to get ourselves the water reprocessed, and now we are ready to start looking at we're ready to start looking at removing some of these rocks and maybe collecting some resources. I should also point out, we've got a housing number over here, population stats, health just of the village in general, and then we've also got an employment breakdown. We've got 6 people at work, and we've got 4 doing other tasks. Now, it is going to be quite important to make sure that I always keep a few people spare, because these people are absolutely critical to moving resources around the village. So, for example, when this water is finished processing, it'll be those people that end up moving it to the water tower. There's also a sort of request number here versus the amount in stock. The request is just an active pull request to the building, but it can actually stock up to 400 of whatever it is. There's not enough inventory space for water. There's no space for the toxic water to go, as you would imagine, and I don't really care to open up the water storage in the water tower, so that's completely fine. Anyway, moving on, what do we need to do? We need to build a warehouse, and the warehouse is actually a pretty important bit of kit. The warehouse is where all resources will come in the first instance, as long as they're not food. There is another specific type of warehouse for food, but we can worry about that in just a little second. We can also click on the withdraw resources button, which is going to do exactly what you would imagine that it does, and destroys the resource. Which in this case is kind of useful. However, when we look at food, for example, when we look at harvesting the sharp bush, which we're going to be doing very, very shortly, we're perhaps going to want to harvest it rather than destroy the entire source. So that is pretty good. Okay, now place the houses within the cellar limits. Yeah, I'll click to hide that. That's not a big deal. Okay, small warehouse. Look at this. We can store everything that we could possibly need in here. Everything basically but food. Food, specifically, if we have a little look over here, is stored in the cellar. The cellar is a very important bit of infrastructure, and in fact, maybe the most important bit of infrastructure. I kind of like to move this around, you know, this path. Can I destroy that bit of path, bring it up ever so slightly, and then put the cellar in here? For reasons which will become clear. But in short, I think it's just because I want to make it look nice. And that's very, very important. Okay, so the cellar is down. The cellar is pretty important because it allows us to store food, and also it allows for the distribution of food within its area of effect. Which means that as soon as we start building houses, which is what I would like to start doing. I mean, is there a specific house that I'd like to get? I mean, not particularly. These stone houses are all the same. We're into the new cycle, by the way. Does that really matter? It's the temperate season. A few clouds shield us from sun's rays, and water can be drawn and filtered without too many losses of evaporation. I don't believe it really matters in this build of the game too much with regards to the cycles and the seasons. But I can imagine that that's going to be a pretty darned important feature of the game. That was not what I meant to do. I ended up rotating that. There we go. Rotate you back. And we'll build 3 houses. We could be building rudimentary tents that would have capacity for 2, but I think we'll have... Yeah, we'll have more than enough capacity if we build 3 houses here, which is absolutely A-okay. Looking good. Okay, we don't have any basic foods. That's a little bit of an issue. We've got 20 clean water, and we've got loads and loads of space for a whole bunch of resources here, which is great. No food in nearby storage buildings. Indeed, that is something that we want to immediately try and rectify. And it is something that we're going to try and rectify. However, it's not something that we can rectify, unfortunately, until the next stage of the tutorial thing, which is a little bit annoying, but hey-ho. Anyway, what else have we got to build? I don't think so. I don't think we got anything else to build. I think we're completely caught up. We just need to wait for you to finish building here. Beautiful. Okay, moving right along. Life-saving curiosity. The supplies we carried with us are dwindling by the day, but picking up the region's strange, thorny fruits is a risky business, and eating them is even riskier. Our scientific knowledge is limited, but the old distiller at the Oasis has sufficient equipment to carry out basic chemical experiments. Cool. And we also get four adults to join the colony, which is quite nice, because I need all the more people to help work my stuff out. Anyway, moving right along, we have got ourselves a research building. This is the field lab, and this is gonna be pretty darn good. This is where I think this is one of the most interesting elements of this game. I will explain what I mean in just a second. I will also get this stone house down. Sure, that looks fine. That looks fine. Okay, so the field lab is looking good. The field lab is, if we get people assigned, our primary way of exploring the world around us. We can do surface analysis, and we can also unlock new types of analysis through research. For now, surface analysis is fine. There's a bunch of stuff that we can analyze on the surface. I'm going to analyze the sharp bush. I'm going to analyze the tree, the sunshade tree. I'm going to analyze this. I'm going to analyze that. I'm going to analyze this. Basically, every unique type of flora and fauna that I can possibly come across, and the point of doing so is that it's going to give us additional information about each and every plant that we come across. So if we have a little look at the sharp bush, by cutting a sharp bush down, we'll be able to collect its branches and the edible pods that grow from them. Cool. During action, withdraw resources, resource obtainment, moisture pods, resource obtainment, sticks. Happy days. There's still more information that we don't know. Needs, for example. We don't know that. This is the sunshade tree. We get tree bark or tree trunks and bark. That's fine. That's good. That's really, really good to know. But the point is that we need to be able to research with increasingly advanced. Let's put this over here. This is the picker's cabin. No guesses for what this allows us to do. What do we got here? It's possible to cut down the riverbank finger and harvest seeds, but workers will be exposed to toxic spray the plant produces. Okay. And the cinder sprout is too delicate to have many applications, but if we wanted to, we could collect all of its bark as a construction material. Okay, that's cool. So there's a bunch of materials around the world that we will be able to look at, and we will be able to harvest as and when we need them. Now, we could go into withdraw resources, and now we can actually see as an overview. Look at that. We can actually cut down some of these sharp bushes, and people are going to go and be dispatched to them, but we're going to lose the resource, which is not exactly what I'd like. Instead, let's utilize the picker's cabin. Let's get people assigned, and let's just instruct you to do fruit picking. I mean, pick the fruit of everything around here. Literally everything, please. There we go. Cool. All right, that's looking pretty darn good if I do indeed say so myself. And that hopefully should give us a decent supply of resources that will consistently be fed into the cellar. That's the objective anyway. That is the objective. Okay, what's next? Resource processing. We need to build a kitchen. We need to build a forge, and we need to obtain 40 simple meals and 40 tools. We can do that. We can do that fairly easily. I'm thinking that we'll get the kitchen over here, and I'm thinking that we'll get the forge over here. That is looking good. Is there anything else to research in the field lab? I mean, there is more. We can do more research. I don't think it's actually going to yield any further information. Is that a new type of tree? Giant fungus? Ooh, that is a new type of, well, not tree, but I guess fungus. That's fine. We can research that. No idea what that is. Might be nothing. That's fine. What do we need for the kitchen? What do we need for the kitchen to function? Well, we need people in the first instance. That's very, very important. And we don't actually have the right number of people. Let's reduce the number of people that we have in the pontoon as well. And that should allow the kitchen to be fully staffed, which is pretty important. Okay. We can make a couple of different recipes. We can make simple meal with traditional ingredients, mushroom ingredients, seeds, or cinder kernels. I think we'll keep it traditional for now. That's going to be those moisture pods that we're collecting from the sharp bushes. There's going to be the vegetables that we're currently collecting from the cabbage shrubs. And then it's also water, which we are refining in the pond and the water tower over here. So that should just kind of happen at a pretty decent pace. Let's get people assigned to the forge. Oh, we got a new child. I didn't even realize there was a new child at the end of the season. Very, very nice. Children will become adults next cycle. Happy days. Right. Okay, the forge. What do we got here? We need sticks. and we need water, and that's going to make tools. That's pretty simple. The point is, though, we don't have any couriers available because I would imagine that everybody is currently employed. Yeah, employment 14 out of 14. That's a little bit less than ideal. What do I want to cut back employment in? Picker's hut, maybe? I'll take one out the picker's hut. I'll take one out the forge. That's going to leave us with 2 couriers. And that is very, very important. Okay. I mean, we're going to have the meals pretty much instantly. The forge, we're going to need a few sticks. I mean, we have sticks. Don't we? We don't have sticks. Where do we get sticks then? Let's withdraw some resources. We get sticks from these plants here. The shrub bushes. We get them from anything else? I don't think so, you know. Well, you know what? Let's take a big old crack at all these. Let's just withdraw them all. And that should give us enough sticks to make me at least happy for a short while. Rotten resources. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know how things managed to rot. I hope my sticks are going in. We might need to actually get ourselves an additional picker's cabin. The idea being that we can have one picker's cabin that does fruit under all circumstances, and we can also have a picker's cabin that does branches and trees and stuff like that. Because that is definitely something that I'd like to do. Yeah, no courier available. No courier is available because we're currently building the picker's cabin. We just need a lot more people. That's what I'm coming to the conclusion of. Right, let's cut down the number of people that we have in the kitchen. Let's get one person here. Let's get trimming cut bushes in order to get trees and stuff. I mean, are we allowed to harvest and trim the same bushes? I don't think we are, you know. I don't think we are. Let's maybe redo that. Okay. Sure. We got a few on the trimming. We got a few on the we got a few on the trimming, we got a few on the harvesting. We can do both of those. That's going to get us the sticks. It should get us the sticks in a good, timely manner. We've got 11 people at work. We've got 3 that are doing other tasks. Let's get one additional person in the picker's cabin. That leaves us 2 people to move resources around. It's already happening. The resources are already being moved accordingly because the kitchen has got its resources, which is great. And then all we need is a few simple little sticks. That's the dream, anyway. There we go. We've got the sticks. Flipping finally. Thank goodness we only need 1 set of tools, which is great. I don't mind that. Okay, keep harvesting. We got loads of basic foodstuffs. We got 60 simple meals now. We got 370 clean water. Remedies, loads of remedies. Finished products, no finished products. No tools quite yet, but we will very, very soon. And technologies, we've got 9. Okay. I can also click through these analysis reports, none of which I don't particularly care about. We do obtain a little bit of extra information. We can see specifically with the sunshade tree, we've got extra information, and there's information that we obtained previously. It is probably worth me researching again and again, but hey-ho. Anyway, civil engineering. We have enough to ensure our survival, at least for now, but survival alone doesn't keep citizens motivated. Indeed, it's time to start fulfilling some basic needs. Okay, we've got some brand new objectives here. Build a cultural square, complete a social district, and reach a social district score of 200. I can do all of those things. I think I'm going to ditch this sunshade tree right here. There we go. We've also got plenty of people now, which makes me quite happy. I'll also maybe queue up. Do I want to go and destroy something? I kind of want more sticks for the forge, but sunshade tree. You know what? I don't particularly care. Okay, let's move on. Let's get some progress happening. Right. This is the population tab. There's a lot of interesting things here. There's the infirmary, which I will get. Let's actually get the infirmary squeezed in there. Cool. And then we'll build a cultural square to give our community a little bit of life. And then we'll also build this, the canteen, which is where people can eat, which is kind of nice, and also host some cultural events. We'll do that. Anyway, the cultural square is kind of cool because it allows us to start doing some unique stuff. No clean water in nearby storage. Why not? We should have clean water. We've got loads of clean water. So it's just a case of it's not being moved into the cellar then. That's pretty bad. We're also into cycle 4, which is kind of nice. Hey, look at that. The infirmary is complete. I will get one person to work here, although I don't think that it's actually required to have anyone working here. Not a big deal. 17 people employed, 2 in other tasks, and of course we also got that additional child became an adult, which is pretty darned nice. Okay, the cultural square is kind of cool. The cultural square you build in the center, it's got a range, it's got an area of influence, and we can actually choose what type of district we want to turn it into. Now, we have an objective to build a social district, but we could build a creative district, or we could build a historic district, but I'm going to be building a social district, a district made to welcome moments of leisure and unite members of the community. Nice. The maximum amount of socializing and leisure points obtained by district homes rises to 30. That is pretty important because if we actually have a little look at this house, we can see that there is a rank, a satisfaction rank across basically, well, a whole bunch of different categories actually. Well-being, socializing and leisure, cultural access, places of knowledge. Socializing and leisure, boom, we're going to be seeing that go up to 30. However, there are a few different things that we actually need to complete, specifically for the social district to become a social district. We need a canteen, and we also need to have at least 3 stone houses within the zone. That's fine. I've already done the houses. The canteen, we're well underway towards, which is great. Also, it looks like we solved the water problem. Clean water. Let's actually see if we can try and hold 100. That's pretty important. Yeah, let's do that. I've just explained all of this satisfaction stuff, so that's fine. And also we'll get a little bit more clean water in there, which is great. Canteen, let's get one person assigned to work in the canteen. And it looks like we need to hold the simple meals here in order to generate culture, which I am perfectly content to do. I need to also build some more houses. Yeah, I forgot that we... Let's get rid of this sunshade tree here. And that one there. Ditch them both. That's completely fine. And then let's build some additional houses. I'll build 2 in anticipation for the fact that we're probably going to be needing to do more building as we go. Anyway, yeah, we've got a little satisfaction bar up here. As you can see, culture access, socializing and leisure, it now all exists. We have got, we've started ranking up here, which is good. People are now starting to become a little bit happy, which makes me very, very happy. Okay, what do we need to do here? Build 1 scent garden, assign 5 citizens to a scent garden, achieve a well-being score of 15 for a home. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see if we can try and do that. Where is the scent garden? Oh, we got a botanical square. I'd love to get a botanical square, but that's not it, I don't believe. The scent garden is a bespoke thing. Picker's cabin. No, where is it? It's around. There's a scent garden. It's here. There we go. That's it. It's an oasis of relaxation where residents can escape. Nobody seems that bothered about, like, actually surviving. You'd be, you know, you'd be forgiven for forgetting the fact that we don't live next to a toxic swamp. Goodness gracious me. Everybody's very, very chill about this. Also, we need some seeds. Seeds I think we get from these things, yeah. Yeah. I think these are the things that release toxic clouds. If they're destroyed. But I'm just going to pretend that I don't care about that. No pretending thankfully required. Because I actually don't care about it. Look, I mean, that's why I build an infirmary, right? I build an infirmary to take care of people that are sick. If the people get sick on my watch, you know what? They can just go there. I'm not bothered. Either way, this scent garden hopefully is going to make a big old difference to everybody's life, which is kind of cool. All right, assign 5 people here. I can assign 5 people here. Do I actually have enough? I cannot actually believe it. 6 adults and 0 children have joined the city. Nice. A strange phenomenon is spotted by the citizens. It's a chaotically flashing dot of light, visible only at nightfall. Residents fear it could be a distress signal. Numerous volunteers come forward to investigate the phenomenon and, if necessary, lead a rescue operation. Cool. New horizons. Nice. We can start doing some research and expeditions now. Very, very cool. Okay, let's slow things down just a smidgeroony. I've now got 6 people that are free to do more jobs, which makes me feel very, very happy. Build 1 Hall of Wisdom. Where would I find the Hall of Wisdom? Understanding the world, probably? Yeah, it's a pretty good guess. Oh, this is a bit... Who'd have thunk that the Hall of Wisdom was so large? I don't want to build it over here. What about over here? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to ditch these two thingies. What are they called? Riverbank fingers. But that's, you know, easy enough for us to do. There's also another riverbank finger over here. Maybe I ditch this one as well, and then just... Yeah, stick it in over there. That's not necessarily a bad idea. Okay. Yeah, build the Hall of Wisdom and also the Research Center. Can we build that? That slots in there quite nicely, you know? What do you need? Bark and also some more rock. Well, rock is easy enough. Cue that up. Bark should be pretty easy. And in fact, these cinder sprouts, I think, are actually probably my preferred way of getting bark. Queue up a few more bits to destroy. Nice. We also have 1 person that is homeless. That is fine. I think that space would be absolutely perfect for you to live in there. Okay, we got ourselves a research center. No technological progress yet. However, we absolutely can. You may only take on research linked to an already completed project. Each research project requires the investment of resources. Tablets discovered during expeditions may be used to instantly unlock new research projects. Very, very cool indeed. Okay, so what can we get? Advanced technologies. Do I even have the ability to do any of these at the moment? A composter? That's pretty easy. Alternatively, we could look at an upgrade. +1 additional citizens can be assigned to the picker's cabin. That might not be the craziest idea in the world. Is there like a housing upgrade? Irrigation canals? Ooh, I kind of like the idea of irrigation canals, to be honest with you. We need to hold toxic water in order to do that. What about this? This is a well over here. You know what? I'll begin research. I'll begin research on a well. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Anything else that I need to specifically build? Unlock. Oh, unlock exploration missions. Do I need to do that in research? Blocked research. Don't have that yet. Don't have that yet. Don't think so. I think we need to just... I think we need to get the... I think we need to get the Hall of Wisdom up and running first. Okay. No worries. We're in cycle 5. That is fine. It's still temperate. That is good. We'll get all of this bark, which is exactly what we need. And then we'll also start nabbing that. You know what? I could open this up. I could store toxic water. I don't need to store toxic water here, but we could. And it doesn't mix. But I think it's just it's a slightly nicer way of symbolizing it. And sort of showing off how things work. That's fine. Of course there's no progress to the research because we don't actually have anybody working in the darn thing. Of course. Classic. Classic. What do we need? We need more bark. We still need more flippin' bark. Can you believe that? Well, let's see if we can start taking down some of these trees then, eh? I don't know how big I don't know how much bark we're going to get from this specific tree, but we'll do it nonetheless. And that should get us over the line, right? Okay, this is looking good. Research is actually coming. 20 days worth of stuff remaining. That's good. Construction completed on the stone house. No food in nearby buildings. Why not? Why not? We've got loads of clean water, which is great. But we've got not enough inventory space. Is that because we're not moving the resources around fast enough? I think that is the case. Hate to break it to you, video game, but it's time to prioritize. It's time to prioritize moving some of the vegetables out and some of the moisture pods out of here. This is why we always need to make sure that we have more people than we currently do have. Oh yeah, look at all this. I see. Prioritize this building, please. Prioritize this building. By prioritizing, we should ensure that somebody comes and picks up the resources quickly. Do I want to... I can't delete the order, but I guess we just have to hope that that eventually the resources come through. I'm going to scale down the number of people that we have building that building. We have got like not many people spare. The good news is though, we can actually make some progress on cooking. Yes, I know some of our citizens are starving. We should be able to fix that pretty soon by dropping off moisture pods and also vegetables here. Yeah, that is important. We've got plenty of clean water though, so that's pretty good. Thankfully, nobody starved. That's good. That's fine. But it just sort of goes to show you need to be super careful about making sure that you always have people. You always have people picking up resources and people collecting resources. It's very, very important. Turn that. Take down that number of people. That's fine. That's good. 4 days left before the research is completed. That is great. And... yeah, I'm a little bit more comfortable with how this is all looking now. That's good. We still have a few people that are starving, but honestly, is there a way to rectify that? Maybe it's a case of just increasing ever so slightly the number of people that we have working in the kitchen. Yeah, that's pretty good. We need more vegetables now, and of course, we're not actually getting the vegetables that we need because... water extraction has been completed. That's great. Let's take you both out of there for now. Water extraction is completed. What I was going to say is that it doesn't actually matter. We don't have the resources because moisture pods and also vegetables are just being eaten too quickly by people who are absolutely, you know, starving and hungry. Can't really blame them, to be honest. Let's go and destroy these resources over here. Yeah. I think this is fine. This is fine. Let's add more resources to harvest. Add more to harvest over there. Any additional sharp fruits? Don't think so. I think that's okay. The only thing maybe is to get additional people, and I don't particularly care to do that. We'll get on top of this food situation shortly. It's a little less than ideal, I gotta be honest, but it's fine. Cool. Right, technology tree wise, is there maybe something that we can do in the food department? Composter? No, I don't care about composting really, do I? No, my heart wouldn't be in it. Have we finished building this flipping building yet? The Hall of Wisdom. You know what? Come on. Get more people building that. It's about time that we finish this off and make some progress. Okay. And the good news is the sooner it's finished, the sooner we can get all of these people freed up from working. Also, maybe I should deprioritize this. Yeah. Okay, Hall of Wisdom has been completed. We can jump into the research tree, which is apparently completely different to the research tree over there. What do we got? What do we got here? Exploration missions. I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to do exploration missions. Am I going to put anybody... Am I going to put anybody in it yet? I can spare one person. I can spare one singular person. We've got 2 children, so we've got 2 brand new peeps at the start of the next cycle. That is something that I'm really looking forward to. You know, I think we've managed to get back on top of our food situation again. With that in mind, let's throw all caution to the wind, and let's just immediately get on with researching in the Hall of Wisdom. That seems like a very sensible thing to do. You need sticks, and I honestly thought we'd have more sticks by now. But we really, really don't. Oh, look at this. We're in the dry season. Tough times await. Surviving will require all our ingenuity. Most plants wilt away during the season, and wells and retention basins alike dry up. The daily grind is harder to bear for our citizens, who risk heat stroke if no precautions are taken. Goodness gracious me. It's tough out there. You know, but there's not actually anything that I necessarily care about. I don't really want to change anything. I'm pretty reasonably happy with how this is all looking. We could maybe go and get some more moisture pods, but I don't think we really need to. Exploration missions has been unlocked. We're going to get ourselves an explorer's hut. I'd love to build that. Where, like here, maybe? Sure, let's do it. 20 bark and 5 tree trunks. Do we seriously not have the... Seriously not have the bark? I mean, sure, we'll go and destroy something, but I kind of figured that we would. And what are you talking about? No storage food in nearby buildings. We got plenty of food. We've got plenty of food. We've got 135 prepared meals. I presume they're all in the... Yeah, they're all in the canteen. They're all in the canteen. Which I think is fine, right? I think that's fine. I hope that's fine. Inspect the source of the chaotic blink. Okay, let's have a little look, shall we? World map. Ooh, excellent. I like it a lot. Right, so this is where we are. The Dune, the strange glow, and the oasis. Well, the chaotic blink is in the cave. I would love to go and I'd love to go and inspect that. I am concerned that if I do this, which is what I'm going to do, I'm concerned that it's perhaps going to leave us with slightly too few people to actually maintain some semblance of a society here. This is okay, though. This is okay. We're halfway through the expedition already. The dry season, quite frankly, cannot end soon enough. I'd quite like to see that... disappeared. I'd also like to withdraw these resources, the ruins. Gather resources from these ruins, including ancient technologies. Okay, I'll do it. We're missing simple meals. Well, we've got simple meals. I'm going to obviously prioritize the canteen. That seems like a sensible thing to do. And also, there is an action available on the world map. Filaments of life. We have no choice but to force the way open and also enter. The ray's origins quickly become obvious. A spherical space at the center of the cavern, which is otherwise in complete darkness, emits its own internal light. Outside a vigil awaits his teammates' return. He will wait half the night before deciding to abandon his post and running to meet his brethren. Neither he or his friends will leave the cavern. Okay. Do we come back? Can we come back from that? I guess we just have to wait and see. Mortal risk. We've lost our expedition team while searching for the light signal on the horizon. Once we've recovered our strength after this tragedy, we could launch a new expedition into neighboring provinces and perhaps even discover what became of our lost friends. And finally, which I believe is the last mechanic to explore, is City Prosperity. Reflects the sustainability and well-being of your city faced with challenges. It's made up of the sum of all district scores with a buff for every district type and the sum of all housing satisfaction scores. Cool. That's very, very nice. And we actually managed to immediately blow through the objective because we already hit the 500 score. Cool. Look, I think that's it. I think that's it for the current build of the game. About 40 minutes worth of gameplay. Not a huge amount of content in this one, I gotta be honest. But a really promising game. I'm really excited to see how this sort of works out in terms of the sort of world map. Really, really excited to see how that happens. I'm excited to see more buildings. I'm excited to see more seasons. It's going to be good. It's going to be really, really good. Yeah, definitely give this one a wish list if indeed it's something that you're interested in seeing more of. Let me know in the comments what you think. But for me and for now, my name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. I'll catch you next time. Bye.